I grew up in Water State. By the time I was 6 years old, I was already in foster care. Both of my parents were, actually my father, he probably was already using before the 80s, but my mother is definitely a victim of that 80s drug wave, the crack that hit. And I have 2 small brothers, one addicted to crack, born. So when we went to foster care, he was 6 months old. So, if you ever seen anybody addicted to anything, they have what's called a withdrawal, but they know what they're craving. When you're in a foster home, it's a finality to that. If you get into an argument with someone, that could be the end of your stay there. And if you have siblings, that is no guarantee that you all go to the same place. And that was, that was instilled in me early, that if we leave, there's no chance that we're gonna leave together. And remember, we have one that's a problem. He's screaming all night. Phone could ring and it'd be time to pack and time to go. And you've been living here 18 months or 16 months and you finally settled in and feel comfortable. And if it's something that's outside of your control, you have to start over. And then we come with an expendable tag to a degree. Like, no one has your back. So you just get a tough skin. And so now you're just used to a certain amount of friction. And then now to turn it off, like these soldiers, they come home from this conflict and then they're not able to come back to normal. Well, that's how we grew up in New York City. I wouldn't have a criminal record if it wasn't for cannabis being illegal. Being a musician, working in that, we smoke a lot, stuff like that. And that'd always be my troubles. And it kind of basically, over the years, just piled up on me to where when I did catch an incident, I just had this history of the same thing all the time. And it wound up turning into a little bit more than I expected it to. Basically taking me to jail for the thing that's probably keeping me from doing something wrong to somebody. So all my, criminal stuff has been tied into cannabis. We didn't know that it was like had a medicinal purpose. It's like, I'm calm now. I feel better. My day's experience is better. But as I think about it and we start talking about the history, what somebody's been through, basically treating myself for trauma, not even knowing that this is what this is doing for me, because the stuff that I've been through, just the conversation with the doctor, I got my card in 2 seconds. I've always decided that it's better to have an attorney to represent you when you're dealing with anything. And I've had a few instances where an attorney took my money and didn't do their job. I've had experiences with enough attorneys to know that the relationship that I have with you is not one that you find every day. I just always felt like there was a personal connection and that you had my best interest in mind, regardless of what the monetary outcome would be for you. And you always was honest with me about the situation and not sold me no dream. And that's what always made me comfortable with using you as an attorney and referring my people to you, because I felt like you're gonna get the truth, and that's all that you could ask for. You can't control what's gonna happen in that courtroom, but you can get the truth, and that's also anybody could ask for. I would definitely recommend you to my friends, because they say, what's good for yourself, you want for others. And I don't call no other attorney. Actually, I waited too long and I had to use someone else before. Your phrase is, you're not independently wealthy. That's your phrase. I'm not independently wealthy. So when I'm basically not taking your money, trust me, I'm trying to do the right thing by you. So that, I'll spin that phrase back by like, look, my guy's not independently wealthy. If he doesn't take your money, then heck, it's doing you a favor.